Okay, and let's start off with Mudflap and Skids in their vehicle mode, which is a really nice old-timey ice cream truck. As you can see, it's pink all the way around the bottom in one big band, and then it's white all the way along the top here. My favorite section, just in terms of detailing and mold work and whatever, is up here in the front, because you have translucent blue windshields, the little horn or the loudspeaker for playing the music, these windshield wipers, the little ice cream cone, just these huge rounded wheel wells on the sides feeding into this really wide bumper, the little blue headlights, and then this really nice grille. And it's really nice the way that this looks, even if it is this really obnoxious shade of pink. There is all this rust detailing around here. That's this brownish stuff you see. They have it too on the wheel hubcaps, but it's not picked out as much as it is here. Here there's patches of it, and here it just takes up the whole outside of the wheel. There are, on the wheel wells here, there are little parts where it's roughed up on the plastic to make it physically seem like rust, which is interesting. Not all of them got the rust paint, but most of them did. And this is actually the third release of this mold. There were two others. One where these two were just released as their own deluxe in a deluxe packaging, and another one was another 2-pack like this. It was the Shanghai Showdown, and it was a repaint of Demolisher in more movie-accurate colors, along with the twins, and that was the first time they had done rust detailing. So I don't have that one, but I've seen pictures of it, and the rust is done differently than it is on here. It's not so much concentrated on the top, and it's in different patches, but it is still rust detailing on that one. The original one didn't have any rust, but these two did. Like I said, there's a translucent blue windshield up here, as well as the front windows are translucent blue. The back windows here, where they would serve the ice cream out of, are just painted on darker blue. Same thing with the windows on these back doors. There are the decals here on the sides, little ice cream cones, creamy ice cream, icy. This one says icy cold drinks. Not sure if you can make that out. And then there is really fine print. You're not going to be able to read it, but I can show you the little words right here above icy cold drinks that says chocolate caramel sundae on it. And then the caution children in red here. You also won't be able to see that. It's in nice red. The little loudspeaker up here and the swirly ice cream cone, and it just looks really neat. I'd say if anybody, I'm just going to say this right now, if anybody is a fan of Transformers at all, you should really take a look at this mold, just because it's so goofy and quirky that, you know, even if you don't like the movie aesthetic, you should just pick it up, because you get two little toys in one, so it's totally worth it. And to start transforming them, we will put them in there. I would consider it, it's not so much a mode, but it's definitely a neat little play feature. You literally just rip them in half, and then you have car accident mode. They did this actually in the movie. They split apart, and then they just sort of, you know, skittered off and crashed and then transformed from there. But it's neat that you can have, you know, the ice cream truck that got wrecked and ripped in half. I'm going to start up front with Skids. The first thing you're going to want to do is start by, this is the trickiest part, is getting his arms out, just because they're nice, and not only are they his arms, but they're also panels, so they're pegged into a lot of different places at once. Once you have them unpegged from the windows, then you can get the wheel wells unpegged as well from the sides. The other thing is that this isn't actually part of this bumper, which it's its own separate piece, so you flip down the bumper as well. Then you're gonna wanna fiddle with the arms throughout the whole process. There's not really one step to get them out, and they may pop off if you're not doing it exactly right. So the next thing you want to do is get his legs out of here. They're just folded up straight inside. You just want to flip them down. And once these are down, the bumper and the legs are all on one waist piece, so you can swivel that around, which will hopefully free up some more room. Yes, okay, I got one of his arms down. And can I get the other one? It's always tricky to work around the windows, which the windows fold up, which I really like. So you fold those up. And This is tricky to do on camera. This is one of the problems I've been having with filming. There we go. Okay, so you flip both of the arms out, and they'll become more in their actual places once you swivel these wheel wells and the headlights up, and this just wants to keep popping out. So there's a spring-loaded thing on his head. You just push down on the bottom of the grill, and this pops up. Then you fold up the hood to match this whole backpack piece, which then, if you freed up enough room back here with his arms, which I have not, then this will collapse more and swivel around like that, and then just sit on his back. Then a lot of, I didn't notice this at first, but this little nub that was at the top of his grill, which was actually holding the hood down in vehicle mode, it actually just slides in just a little bit, and that helps expose his face a little bit more. Then once you have this here, you can, again, these wheel wells with the headlights on them, they're just on a set of hinges, so they can fall back down. There's nothing that they peg into up here. Then you just work the arms out to the front. The arms, like I said, are just on the inside of panels, so you're just going to end up having two doors hanging off of his shoulders, but his hands are molded in there. Then you have his feet out here, and then you can fold the bumper up here to reduce the amount of stuff hanging off of him, which does look a little bit better. And you have little Skids. There we go. So he is the smaller of the two. This is him in his robot mode, which is slightly expanded, and then here's him next to the other half, which is Mudflap, who he gets a little bit bigger when you transform him, but you can see they're not equal halves. One of the things that's really, I really just like this, I like him a little bit better. I'm not sure why, because most people weren't huge fans of the twins, as much as I'm seeing with their toys and such, and their characters were annoying, but these toys are really, really cute, especially with him, because he is just so tiny. And even the head sculpt, which, it's okay, but it works on this, maybe just because it's that really silly color of pink that it works. His arms are a little bit weird just because these pieces are on hinges, but they work. This one has the hand molded inside in the same color as this, so it's hard to see, but he does have the big hand over here in gray, which does have a joint on it, although it only has a hinge. Then on his legs he has ball-jointed hips. He's got a swivel right at the knee, which is just a hinge, and then he actually does have ball-jointed ankles. Well, yeah, ball-jointed ankles, so they can swivel around, they can bend inwards, which is nice. And the thing I wasn't expecting on him is this bumper piece back here. If you flip it down, like I said before, he does actually have a waist joint, so you can swivel this here, and he has a working waist. I'm not going to try to pose him just because there's lots of little pieces, but if you want the bumper piece. But we are going to keep moving on through to his brother, Mudflap.